Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday, August 20th business meeting of the Wall Township Public School District Board of Education. Please join me in saluting the flag.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask our board secretary, Mr. Smythe, to please read the sunshine announcement and perform roll call.
This is the Wall Township Board of Education meeting for which adequate notice under the Open Public Meeting Act was provided by a notice to the CoStar, Asbury Park Press, Township Clerk's Office, all Wall Township Public Schools, and in the Board Administration Office on January 4th, 2024. Take a roll call. Mr. Anisio? Here. Ms. Barbier? Mr. Buffa? Ms. DiGiovanni? Here. Mr. Maliff? Here. Mr. Nasser? Ms. Shimko?
Here.
Mr. Wondrak? Ms. Stites?
Thank you. At this time, may I please have a motion to go into executive session for the items listed on the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Adnisio, second. Mr. Wondrak, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Outstanding. The board will reconvene at approximately 7:30 for our business session. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. At this time, I'm going to reconvene the business meeting of the Wall Township Public School District. Please join me and salute the flag.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So at the end of summer, obviously, our students are still enjoying their break. We do not have any, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Mr. Smythe, will you please perform roll call?
Yes, take a roll call, Mr.
So much
Anizia.
for that.
Ms. Barbier? Here. Mr. Buffa? Here. Ms. DiGiovanni? Here. Mr. Maliff?
Here.
Mr. Nasser?
Here.
Ms. Shimko? Here. Mr. Wondrak? Here. Ms. Stites?
Here. So as I was saying, we have no students here with us this evening, but we hope they're all having a wonderful break. So there is no student or staff showcase, but we look forward to getting back into the school year and highlighting all the great things that our students are doing. Therefore, we're going to go right into public comment. If you have anything to add at public comment, please come to the podium. Do we have anyone for public comment?
Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township. I called the office today, nobody answers the phone. Did stop by, I was waiting for some documents from Mr. Smythe regarding when Ms. Rizzatello was hired. No agenda has been produced, it's been at least a month, so I don't know what's going on there. I see you're hiring somebody to replace her tonight, and that's on the agenda. I did ask also Dr. Handerhan for a meeting because I wanted to go over, now that the lawsuits are settled, or the first lawsuit settled for the trailers, there might be another one after, or multiple ones after. There were some forged documents that were in the package given to the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office and to Mr. Scarillo and to Dr. Cram. And it's really disturbing. It's one of the most disturbing things you could see in this entire package. And I'm going to give it to you tonight and to the co-star, and I'm expecting a reply. But it's a letter from May 27, 2008, and it's from Brian Smythe to Mobile Lease, and it says, please clarify or correct the attached statement of origins. They state the property was transferred in August of 1998, and that the first assignment is to Wall Township Public Schools and certifies that the homes are new. No, we knew that they were homes, they were converted, but we weren't told that originally. But Gina Midori, she is a notary, and she notarizes that the trailers were from 1998, and the person that signs it from Penn Lion, his name is John Erb, E-R-B. But he does not work there in 1998. So how do we have these documents signed by somebody who doesn't work there and they're notarized? So Mr. Smythe reaches out to Mobile Lease, and maybe he can tell us tonight what Gina told you. Because it's not possible that this guy signed these documents and you have a notary signing it, and we know the trailers weren't new, and you've had kids in them for a year full of mold and everything else, and we don't know where the trailers even came from. So Crum and Foster has now paid out this claim. Dawn Choma sent it to Michael Gross, and it'll be in your package tonight. And it says, we're sending this over to the insurance carrier. It's horrifying. And I don't know why, Dr. Hannon, you can reach out to the prosecutor's office and say, why wasn't this addressed? Why wasn't this looked at? Why didn't Mr. Smythe have to answer why documents are forged? It is disturbing,
Mrs.
and I
Cross.
think you'll get more lawsuits, and every single
Thank you,
person up
Mrs.
here
Cross.
should be named in it. And
Thank you,
Kathleen
Mrs. Cross. Your
DiGiovanni.
time is up. Do we have anyone else for public comment at this time? Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, we'll close the floor for public comment. Again, this evening, we do not have our student representatives, but we look forward to having them back with us in September. And at this time, I'm going to be turning the floor over to Dr. Handerhan to introduce a special presentation for this evening.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stites. Each year, school districts are required to establish district goals, and we obviously do that. We speak about them a lot, and we report out on them twice a year. We report out in February. We give a mid-year update on where the district is in completing the activities that take us towards attaining our goals and established objectives. We also do a year-end public update for our district goals. So tonight, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our assistant superintendents, Ms. Jennifer McCann and Ms. Kelly Bond, and they will be providing you with some information to really highlight the accomplishments of all of the WTPS employees for the 2023-2024 school year. So without any further ado, I would like to turn the program over to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stites. As Dr. Handerhan had mentioned, every school year we implement district goals, and we have a team of people throughout the district who work really hard to attain those goals. And tonight we are going to share with you our accomplishment for each of the goals for the past school year. So back in September of 2024, we set forth with 5 goals. The first goal around academics, the second goal around wellness, the third goal about fostering and expanding our opportunities within the community for more inclusive experiences. Our fourth goal centered around maintaining our facilities and our fiscal responsibilities, and our fifth goal around communications. All right. Oh, hit it too many times, sorry. There was a delay. All right, within our first academic goal in striving for academic excellence, innovation, and equity for all of our students in the K-12 program, as we reported out in the mid-year, we had some initiatives that had started, but we have completed our implementation of a new K-2 reading program, the Magnetic Reading Foundational Program, centered around the science of reading, as well as some revisions to our existing programs within intervention, technology, and G&T across the district. We have completed our partnership with Stockton University for a dual enrollment program for the upcoming school year at Wall High School. We've enhanced our NNDCC program. We've improved our multilingual program for K-12 across the district. We enhanced our science program at the high school, as well as looking forward to the upcoming school year. We started a math program evaluation in grades 4 through 12, where some teachers will be piloting some new materials in the upcoming year. We had our elementary SCA program, our Summer Nights Academy, that we implemented over the summer, as well as our Summer Explorers program for our multilingual learners, and of course our ESY program for our special ed students. In terms of maintaining best practices, we implemented a new evaluation model, which is really centered around good instructional practices. It's called the Marzano Teacher Focus Evaluation Model. We implemented that magnetic reading program around the science of reading. We also worked with some teachers within the intermediate school in training them on how to work with students who are twice exceptional. And as I mentioned, implementing new practices for teaching science at the high school level. Also under Goal 1, we were working on improving our structure for our data analysis and implementing some universal screeners across the district. We did a beginning of the year, mid-year, and end of year assessment with Dibbles and iReady. We piloted Linkit at the high school for mathematics, and we'll be moving forward with using that the data warehouse portion of Linkit across the district in the upcoming year, but also using the platform to administer assessments at the high school. We conducted many data meetings in terms of looking at data and how to implement it and use it for instructional purposes. And this past summer, we continued with our kindergarten screening to ensure that we have a good sense of our students who are coming in and how to place them and group them in the classrooms. I'm now going to pass it off to Ms. Bond for the next 2 goals.
So goal number 2, primarily most of this work was done out of our wellness department. Ms. Steiner led the district in the 7 Mindsets implementation, and we really focused on a 3-pronged approach for this. So professional planning and training, where our administrators and our staff were given training ongoing throughout the school year to properly implement 7 Mindsets. The student instructional lessons and activities where students were given explicit instruction in the lessons, but then there were also some really heartfelt extension school-wide activities that you've heard about in previous board meetings. And then the community engagement portion where there's been a lot of presentations at board meetings, the Wellness in the Works newsletter, and parent evenings that we've had to share with the community all the things that we've been doing surrounding 7 Mindsets. Another focus was postvention response systems, and we've really been working to refine our practices in the crisis management teams and our threat assessment teams. There's been a lot of really hard work that has gone into those teams and the processes within each that we should be utilizing. And doing continued work with our coordinated system of services. You can see a variety of different staff members have received targeted instruction on things that pertain to their specific positions. So some of those topics might include some CPR training, intervention and referral services, 504, so all different things that we would do to support our students. And goal 3, the inclusivity experiences for our students and our families. Much of this work comes out of the Special Services Department, but is certainly a group effort with all of our staff and building administrators. We have worked to create and develop the RISE program, which will start in September to support students at the high school level. We've completed year 2 of Unified Sports, which has been really successful. We've expanded the number of sports our students are engaging in, and we also have increased the number of schools that we are their opponents. So that's exciting too. We are completing the first successful year of the ERI, the Emotional Regulation Impairment Program that started at WIS in September. We consider this a success because we kept all of our Wall Township students who were in that program in their neighborhood school, and all of the tuition-in students who were with us in September of last year are coming back to remain with us in next September. We're also working to increase inclusivity by providing the appropriate academic supports to students so that they can remain in the least restrictive environment and be with their peers in the classroom. We have reading interventions that the general education teachers are working on and also our special educators, and happy to announce we actually have a 20% increase in students who are going to be in more inclusive environments this coming September than we did last September. So that's really exciting for us. And another opportunity for inclusive experiences is the expansion of extracurricular activities, more opportunities for students to be involved with their peers. Our family and community engagement continues via Parent Night Out. Those are opportunities we're hoping to expand next year. Our CPAG group, our Special Education Parent Advisory Group, is a really strong group of individuals and parents where we have a nice school-home connection there. And our parent information evenings, some of which were described on the previous slide, where we partnered with the WTEA for some fast grants to have some speakers come in and talk to parents about a variety of different topics this past year. And I'll go back.
The fourth goal, as mentioned, is about our fiscal responsibility and maintaining facilities. The major focus of this particular goal was the supervision of the referendum from 2022 and all of the projects that have been implemented, whether it be towards the end of last summer or throughout the course of the school year and within this summer. So we've provided the community with board meeting updates. We've updated the website on a regular basis. Like I mentioned, we had the completion of last summer's projects. Throughout the course of this year, we had bid awarding for HVAC, interior alterations of the toilet rooms in a number of the buildings, site paving upgrades to a number of the buildings, our asbestos abatement at Old Middle School throughout the summer, and updated lighting in the buildings. We've also had roofing work done for all of our schools, and we continue to meet with the design teams from the architects between the district and their staff in designing the upcoming projects, specifically the athletic fields and the tiles in the bathrooms. Can't leave that out, Dr. Handerhan. Additionally, in terms of some facility needs, we continue to work with the municipality and working on numbers from demographic studies to see what enrollment would look like in the district moving forward, specifically around some of the residential developments that have either been proposed or have already been built. In terms of the facilities for district support services, throughout the course of the school year, the district was researching and evaluating potential locations for whether support services or transportation. And as has been announced, we have found a new location for the student transportation facility, and we continue to actively search and evaluate property for other support services that are housed at the towards the Wall High School campus. And goal 5 is, again, our communication goal. We worked hard with district-wide communication plans. We worked on our website, and Ms. Serpowitz does a great job, as well as other staff members in the district, in keeping either the school pages or the district pages up to date with things that are happening within the district. As well as our social media posts on a regular basis. And Ms. Steiner and her department really worked hard on creating the Wellness in the Works communication that was sent out on a regular basis with lots of information, not just about 7 Mindsets, but just about mental health in general. In addition to that, we were striving to establish and maintain positive and collaborative relationships between parents and students. We always have our superintendent's communications that go out. Our principals had our monthly s'mores twice a month. Various departments send out different newsletters. We had a number of parent workshops, specifically in partnership with the FAST grants through the WTEA. Thank you, WTEA. And we'll continue to work with those throughout the course of the upcoming school year. Our high school and our intermediate school provided transition nights and placement processes and college processes workshops for our parents and our students, as well as scheduling meetings for our students. Internally within our communications, we have monthly administrative meetings where we provide information from either central office down to the building level or vice versa. The building level also provides us with information. We have newsletters that go out, as well as our updated website revisions. Ms. Bond and I truly gave you a very condensed version of all of the work that truly was done throughout the course of the school year. And if you would like to look at the specificity of each goal and each individual event that took place, there is a document that will be posted on the website. It is 22 pages long that really outlines, go ahead, Chris, you can scroll, that outlines all of the individual events that we summarized for each section and subsection of our district goals. And all of this work truly comes from all different areas within the district, from everybody working together, from the superintendent, from cabinet, from the principals, supervisors, directors, teachers, parents. So thank you to everyone who participated and continues to participate and support the initiatives within the district, because all of this truly can't be done in isolation. It takes all of us to do this together. So thank you.
Well, I'd like to certainly thank Ms. McCann and Ms. Bond for providing us with such an enlightening presentation, and they really did a great job really distilling. They're not kidding, it's a 22-page document, so they did a dynamite job providing an overview. And if you are interested, we truly encourage you to visit the website. To visit it, please go under Board of Education, and under Board of Education, you'll see goals, and you'll see the 2023-2024 goals with accomplishments, but you'll also have the opportunity to see years past as well that are archived there. So, you know, it's every single member of the WTPS community has had their hand in attaining, in working towards these activities, in attaining our goals and objectives. And, you know, I'm so incredibly proud of their work, and I'll talk a little bit more during my superintendent's report, but well done. Okay. Okay. At this point, I would like to redirect the meeting to Ms. Stites.
Perfect, thank you. So at this time, you know, we're at an interesting point in the summer. I'd like to wish good luck to our 2024 graduates. We've got folks who have gone into the trades, and they're doing their time and their hours required. We've got students who have become gainfully employed. We have students who are pursuing careers in the military, and we have students who have chosen to pursue secondary education, and we wish them all luck. They should know that the Wall community is incredibly proud of them, and that the board certainly supports them, and that they should feel confident knowing that they've got a whole foundation of folks that are rooting them on, and they always have a place here. It's always good to know where home is. I'd like to wish the best of luck to our students who are transitioning along into kindergarten, into our intermediate school, into our high school. Parents should know that there are some outstanding transitional activities that are planned for your students in order to help get them acclimated as they come in. We're really excited, and each school does, you know, super things, getting ready to welcome the kids back. So we're excited for them, and a lot of work has been going into that. So awesome for our transitions, and then our student body as a whole. We can't wait to see you. I'd like to remind folks that PTOs have already started meeting. If you have an opportunity, I think it's really important to join your PTOs, your PTAs, your home and schools, your CAPE, whatever your different school is called. Tremendous amount of opportunities to interface with your administrators, with your teachers, and really get a chance to see your kids in a different light. I feel like these groups add an entire other layer of enrichment to what the kids get to experience and really make it special. I know my time on Old Mill Home and School and the PTOs has really given me an opportunity to really enjoy some of the fine details and the fun experiences. It's tremendously fulfilling. And it's also a great way to kind of have a pulse on what's happening at your schools. So please remember that those opportunities are coming, and take the chance to join. They do a tremendous amount of great work every year. The board is having a retreat, 5:30 next Tuesday here in this room. We do not adjourn to executive session, so we come in and then immediately go into a retreat. So be aware that that's happening, and we do hold that in public. It's an opportunity for us to explore some topics as a group. But again, as a reminder to the public, the board does not meet as a group of 9 unless it is in public, because that's how we are obligated to conduct ourselves. So if you'd like to come sit for the retreat, feel free. And, you know, I'd like to thank our administrators and our staff, our teachers, our maintenance staff, our facility staff, our drivers. Really, everyone who participates in this district plays a really important role, and they have been working hard. I think when you're not in education, you might think that the district sleeps during the summer, but in reality, that's where a lot of hard work happens. And we've been seeing a tremendous amount of work over the summer. I'd also like to thank everyone that has helped us reach these district goals. The end of the year update was very enlightening. We have made tremendous progress in this district. And I think it's very important, especially in times that are challenging, to also focus in on what is happening that is positive. And we have definitely made tremendous strides. So thank you to everyone who's helped make that happen. At this point, I think that's going to conclude my report. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Handerhan for the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Ms. Stites. Good evening again. And also, once again, I would like to thank Ms. McCann and Ms. Bond for their presentation on the accomplishments of the district goals for the 2023-2024 school year. The presentation enabled the public to have an overview and better understanding of all of the hard work and dedication of every WTPS employee. During the summer of 2023, the Board of Education and district-wide administrators worked diligently to establish specific activities to further the goals and objectives set forth through strategic planning. We set out to do a lot. Tonight was a review of our collective accomplishments. I could not be more proud of everyone's hard work. For a more detailed breakdown of the action accomplishments of the 2023-2024 district goals and objectives, please visit our website. And just a little tip, it actually was just posted. So please, it is available now for your viewing. This summer, the administrators have been drafting strategic activities for the 2024-2025 school year goals. And to reiterate, next Tuesday, August 27th, the Board of Education will assemble to refine these activities which support the multi-year strategic goals and objectives. This meeting, as Ms. Stites said, is open to the public, and it will also be live streamed. The Board of Education is currently on schedule to adopt the 2024-2025 district goals at the September Board of Education business meeting. With the opening of school just around the corner, I would like to express my deep gratitude to our summer staff. Our maintenance staff, custodians, technology staff, school office staff, and central office staff have been working tirelessly preparing for the return of students and faculty. As most of you are aware, we had an unanticipated major asbestos abatement at Old Mill School and resulting ceiling tile replacement and lighting project. I am so grateful to all of those involved with every aspect of this project. I wish to express a huge thank you to Old Mill staff for all of the necessary packing, the custodial staff from Old Mill, and from the other schools that helped out, district maintenance staff, and also the business office. I was thrilled to see so many Old Mill staff members back in the building this week and last, preparing for our opening. As I noted in summer correspondence, staff throughout the district have been very busy preparing for the upcoming school year. I would like to express my gratitude to all of the district administrative assistants, custodians, maintenance staff, food service personnel, and administrators for all of their hard work. So many teachers have returned to their classrooms throughout the district to create beautiful bulletin boards and other preparations to make our schools exciting learning spaces for their students. I would also like to thank our school PTOs and parent booster groups for all of their support this summer and throughout the school year. Their contributions to the school community are incalculable, and their efforts do not go unnoticed. A huge thank you to all. This week, this district will be hosting the annual new staff orientation. I am very excited to welcome them aboard. And kindergarten orientation is right around the corner, and we are so excited to officially welcome the class of 2037. I know. I would also like to share some updates on facilities. West Belmar's parking lot project is wrapping up. The final phases of the high school and Old Mill roofing projects should be wrapped up by early next week. Restroom tiling continues at the high school, West Belmar and primary school. We are looking forward to the installation of sinks and toilets very shortly. The 2 classroom renovations at West Belmar School are moving forward. New casework should be installed by early next week. If you are interested in some before and in progress pictures of the summer work at each of the schools, please visit our website and click on the referendum tab. We've been updating pictures all summer. Just a reminder, all parents must complete the annual forms in the Genesis parent portal for students to view their class schedules or classroom teacher. Schedules and classroom assignments will be coming out soon, so please be sure to complete those forms. And remember, they're completed through the Genesis parent portal. I would also like to stress that incoming 6th and 9th grade parents have their updated residency documentation submission that needs to be complete in addition to the annual forms. So if you have a rising 6th grader or a rising 9th grader, you have an extra piece, you have the required residency documents. And that can be uploaded right through the parent portal in Genesis. If you have any parents of rising 6th and rising 9th, if you have any questions, please visit the email that was sent out to you yesterday. And with any more questions, please direct those questions to our district registrar, and the contact information is available in the email that was provided. Ms. McGowan is our district registrar. Student wellness continues to be a major priority for WTPS. As I am sure you are aware, there has been substantial research conducted on the impact of the use of cell phones in our schools. The findings are startling. Not only is their use impacting academics negatively, but the impact on student wellness and mental health is alarming. This year, we at WTPS will be working to preserve the sanctity of our learning spaces by making efforts to curtail the use of cell phones during instructional time. So on behalf of our building principals, I ask parents for their support in this very, very worthy endeavor. I wish to convey that on a personal note, I am extremely excited to welcome the 2024-2025 school year. So I say, bring it on. Ms. Stites?
Okay. Probably 3,000 kids at home going, oh, but it's all right. It's all right. It's going to be a great year.
Sorry,
great
kids.
year. Okay. This time for the Board of Education report. Mr. Nasser, do you have any updates on the referendum for us, please?
Covered a good portion of it already. So I do want to mention that if you navigate to our website and click on the referendum tag on the left-hand side, not only are there a link for pictures, but there's also a link for progress updates and financial summaries that are up to date. Two things additionally I want to mention. One, I just want to reiterate a huge thank you to our custodial maintenance teams, especially this time of year. They're picking up the pieces and dusting everything off, getting everything ready for the kids to come back, for the teachers to set up. So, I mean, we are incredibly thankful to have them as part of our team. And thank you. I know it's tough. You get through it every time. You make things happen. Thank you. The last thing, and this is a shout out to Mr. Smythe for the third year in a row. Brian? Yes. We have been awarded the Certificate of Excellence for Financial Reporting by ASBO International. Kudos to Mr. Smythe and his team. This is an honor. It's something that we apply to. There's a lot of stringent requirements that have to be met, and we're proud to say that we're able to accept it again this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other contributions from anyone else on the board at this time? Okey doke. Moving on. Minutes from the committee meetings are posted on the website. I would like to take a moment in reviewing both C&I and policy. I did note that there have been a change for elementary school, some elementary school report cards. I recognize that, again, I, like everybody else, am in summer mode, and maybe some folks may not recognize that there are some changes coming. I thought this might be an interesting point to highlight. So I'm going to ask Ms. McCann to please just kind of give a little background for folks as to what to expect.
Sure, no problem. So this past school year, as everyone is aware, we implemented a new K-2 reading program due to the adoption of new materials and new standards. The kindergarten through second grade report cards were revised last summer and implemented the new version this past school year for 23-24. With that being said, the official standards from the NJDOE were adopted in October for ELA and for math in all grade levels, with the original intent for the new standards to be implemented for September of 2024. However, we were just recently notified that the math standards, they are giving us a grace period of another year. But with that being said, we had already started the process of making some changes and had already budgeted to have our curriculum as well as our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade report cards updated to meet the new standards and the new expectations of the reading program. In talking to our elementary administrative team, as well as getting feedback from teachers in grades 4 and 5, the recommendation was to move slightly away from having a standards-based report card and moving back to having grades in 4th and 5th grade in order to start to make that transition for the intermediate school. So with that being said, 3rd grade is staying as a standards-based report card. 4th and 5th grade will be updated to reflect a numerical grade for all subject areas starting in September. In addition to that, one other slight change is they will be now receiving report cards for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th marking period, whereas in the past, 4th and 5th grade only received report cards 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So they will be getting a quarterly report card for all course areas with a numerical grade, and we will be following the grading scale as per policy, which again is up for read, that matches the intermediate school grading scale, where an A is 92 to 100, a B is an 85 to 90, or an 85 to 91, C is a 78 to 84, and D is a 70 to 77, and F is below 70. The new report cards will be available in Genesis, and we will be providing a parent notification when the time is appropriate as to how to locate that report card, access it, read it, understand it, as well as providing the teachers training on how to work with the Genesis gradebook as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do any of the committee chairs have anything to add to their minutes? Anything to report? Okay, thank you. Seeing none, I'm going to be opening the floor for second public comment. If you have public comment, please come to the podium at this time.
Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township. I think it would have been helpful if you put those presentations up on Friday, or at least today. You might have had some parents here, actually, if they knew you were going over it. I think it's the first time ever we've had a presentation like that, and we weren't allowed to ask questions. It's ridiculous. Christine Stites is the president, and James Maliff is the vice president. It's awful. I want to, where is Texter? Can't see. Can you hand these? I want to make sure they get up there. So, it's on the record. Whoever's supposed to take them. You know, basically, like I said before, this whole trailer thing is going to open up really big problems. And maybe
Excuse me,
Mr.
Ms. Cross, this is for action items only, so
Right.
please let the board
Maybe
know
Mr. Nasser
which
can go to
resolution
the,
you're referring to.
company that gave Mr. Smythe his accreditation. He can show him all the documents that were forged that he was asking questions on. He lied and said the trailers were inspected by Wall Administration and Ted Hopkins when they were not. And I've asked this a number of times, Ms. Handrahan, if you have read and listened to the
It's agenda items
depositions.
only, Ms. Cross, so please let the board
He
know which
also
agenda
arranged for a
item
lease
that you are
agreement
referring
for
to.
the same price
on tonight's
as new
agenda.
trailers. So he bought used
So
disgusting
again, Ms.
trailers,
Cross,
but
this is
budgeted
not
the same
appropriate
amount of
for
money
this section
for
for
the
public
new
comment
trailers.
in the board.
If Dr. Handerhead had taken my meeting, I would have been able to go over it then. So I want to be sure it's on the record.
Mrs. Cross.
I'm going to go over expense account transfers. Could you go over health insurance? I see you budgeted $14,150,000, and you transferred tonight $66,500. Is that the final number, or are we going to have some mysterious money coming from somewhere else? Is 14,084,457 the year end for health insurance? If you can go over, last month you went over why you didn't have to go over the Central School Trailer lawsuit, the Katie Warnick lawsuit. It's not making any
Again,
sense.
it's not, this is not the appropriate time. This
It
is
is
public
the
comment
appropriate time
for
because
agenda
you went
items
over it
only,
last
as you
meeting. I
know.
didn't get to get up again. So we
No,
want to know.
you've already had a
how
public
are you
comment at the
hiding
beginning of
lawsuits?
this meeting.
You can't hide the trailer lawsuit.
We-
You should be voting on it.
Again, Ms.
I
Cross,
have
this is
copies of
agenda
it.
items only. So it's not appropriate at this time in the meeting.
It
Thank
is
you.
appropriate
Thank you,
because
Ms. Cross.
You went over it last time. You should be fired, Athena Cornell. We should be seeing some big changes around here, and Brian Smythe should be fired.
Again, agenda items
Again,
only, ma'am.
I'm going to say it.
Thank you very
should be
much.
fired,
This
and
is
Brian
the
Smythe
second
should be fired.
public comment
So
session of the
you'll
meeting
get those documents.
with regard to
and,
agenda items only.
Tracy
Thank
Handerhan,
you,
Thank you.
I would
Thank you,
like
Ms.
you to get
Cross.
back.
Time is up. Do we have anyone else for public comment at this time? Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, we'll close the floor for public comment. At this time, May I have a motion? Yes, yes, Mr. Smythe.
Thank you. Just clarify a couple things with regard to public comment. One, with respect to the Open Public Records Act and request of the district hiding documents, not providing them, the request was for the agenda when the district hired an individual some 10 years ago. That was the request, was for that agenda. A response was in fact provided, although the agenda was not provided, because just to make sure everyone's aware, a custodian of record is not required to search records in order to find the record that may be responsive or that may be the record that somebody is asking for. We are to produce the record that is requested. We are not to search records to determine what records the requester is actually looking for. So we're not hiding any documents. No one is waiting for any response with regard to the OPA request. A proper response was in fact provided. We've received 24 OPA requests this school year starting July 1. We've responded to 23 of them. We have one outstanding that was received about 5 o'clock this evening. That'll be responded to, same as all the others, in the appropriate time frame of the Open Public Records Act. With regard to the document that was handed to the Board of Education, it'll come to me as the board secretary. It was a document that we've provided, I think, a number of times in response to OPA requests. So we're familiar with the document. I just want to clarify, it was correspondence that I had sent to the contractor, copied the architect, because the district received it as part of closeout documents from the architect. I requested clarification or correction with regard to the document, which was the statement of origin that the vendor had provided the district in transferring title of the equipment of the trailers. However, there was no mention of any documents being forged or forgery. I just want to make that clear that that wasn't insinuated, and there was no reference to that with regard to the documents. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smythe. Excuse me, Mrs. Cross, please stop calling out. Thank you, Mrs. Cross. Thank you. No, Mrs. Cross, that's the end. That's the end. At this time, I would like to ask for a member of the board to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Buffa, may I have a second? Mr. Wondrak, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Mr. Anizia?
Yes.
Ms. Barbier?
Yes.
Mr. Buffa?
Yes.
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Yes.
Mr. Mallett?
Yes, but I will be abstaining on 16A, Roman numeral 7A, number 20. Yes on the rest.
Noted. Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Ms. Shimko?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Ms. Stites?
Yes, thank you. Prior to closing the meeting this evening, I would like to just invite our families in Wall to focus on the upcoming year and to understand that the board is proud to serve our students and our staff as well as our community members. I would invite you to attend meetings and potentially reclaim the tenor of our meetings so that they reflect this community. And I am working very diligently to hopefully get us some answers that may allay any concerns that members of the public have that I'll hopefully be able to share with you in September. So in the meantime, I wish everyone a wonderful and safe remainder of their summer. As far as I'm concerned, summer goes until October, so don't worry. Nobody panic just yet. I want to invite our students to be excited, and I would like to just one more time remind families, please look at your emails. I know it's sometimes a little painful in August to be opening them up. However, the reminders about your forms on Genesis are there. Principal newsletters are there, at least as far as the high school goes. I know that they're out, and things are really gearing up and starting. So jump in now, get a little bit done so that when school opens, it doesn't club you over the head. But we're looking forward to it, and I would like to take a moment to thank members of the board. I think it is important for folks to realize that committee meetings happen all summer long. The board remains committed year-round, and I know that the members of this board work very hard to serve our community and our students and our staff, and I thank them for all the hard work that they do. So thank you, and I hope everybody has a great evening. Take care. See you next week. Can I have a motion to adjourn? I'm already out. Mr. Adnesio? Second, Ms. DiGiovanni? All in favor? All opposed? Anyone? No, great.